Game week. Excited, appreciate this team. They really have worked really hard over the past 8 months to become a team, and that's really what they've done as a group. Whether it was the captains that have steered the team, that were the coach's decision in January with Dominic Giudice, Caden Green, and Nick Rodriguez, or if it's the player-voted captains with Jamal Roberts, Santana Banner, and Blake Craig. This group of men, all the transfers, the returning starters have worked really hard to form just us, unity over self. And I'm proud of this group, and I'm proud to take them to play UAPB. And very appreciative of the fans. As we were walking in, a generous booster just purchased the last remaining, I think there was about 80 tickets left. And so we are officially a sellout for, what do we call it?
Kickoff in Como.
Kickoff in Como. So announcement here, beat the athletic department to the punch, and very, very appreciative of our fans. Cannot wait to unveil the $250 million north end zone and what that will mean for our program moving forward. Appreciative to the board, the president, the generous donors, and all the people who have purchased seating. Appreciative of Equipment Share, appreciative of Ambetter for buying the jersey patches. Just thankful for this state coming together to support the University of Missouri and our football program, and it means a lot to us. And with that, we understand comes a lot of responsibility for this football team, and we look forward to it. Caden Green will miss the opener. That's what it is right now. I'm not going to give a medical report on it. We're going to do what's best for him. Have a lot of confidence in Jack and Witt in how they'll handle it. Now it's their opportunity to prove their capabilities, and so we're excited about that. We are going to have the captains come in and speak to this group, and I would ask that you refrain from asking Caden any medical questions and refer to leadership and team topics only, and I appreciate y'all for that. UAPB, Alonzo Hampton, head football coach, have a lot of appreciation for who he is and what he stands for. He's done an excellent job at UAPB and has had a really exciting career, whether it's been at a lot of different places. Have crossed over and coached against him several times and have a tremendous amount of respect for him. You know, they've got 4 returning players on defense. They have a returning all-conference player at the defensive end position who will do a tremendous job creating pressure for us, and know that that's going to be a challenge for us. They return their kicker. They have several returning starters on the offensive side of the ball. They're still in a quarterback battle. And some of these questions about their personnel will be answered for us as they play tonight versus Morehouse College. And so we're excited to get that tape tonight. We've already been preparing based off of looks that we've got scouted in the past, and we'll continue to do that today. And then we'll really be in for a Toughness Tuesday tomorrow with this team. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Questions? Eli, off.
Yeah, Coach, over these last 8 months, what have you seen that's maybe unique about this team and its identity?
Unique. I think the uniqueness is the questions that everybody has on, you know, who are the guys with a lot of experience that you can lean on. I think the uniqueness of this team is the confidence they have, the preparation that they've put in. I think they're really bought into the coaches, and they're bought into each other, which gives them a camaraderie that, you know, I haven't seen necessarily in a few years. So I'm very excited about the togetherness this group has. You know, I don't know that they have somebody with the same amount of juice and outside energy that maybe Zion did, but I do sense a lot of leadership and a lot of commitment out of the group.
Natalie?
Curious in week 1 for you, what do you feel like is important that you need to see from this group on all ends?
Yeah, you know, we talked to the team about this. It's about us setting the standard for how we want to perform. It's about working to improve, but we got to kind of have a baseline of where we're at. You know, offensively, we always want to be control the line of scrimmage, vertical throws, and execute play well under pressure in situations, whether that's third downs, 2-minute into half, red zone. You know, defensively, it starts with stopping the run, confuse Rass at the quarterback, and be great tacklers in elite situational football. So, you know, those things are going to have to come to the forefront. Special teams, obviously, we need to execute at a higher level than we have in the past. Be clean, whether that's Blake kicking field goals or Bruno kicking punts. So, it's really to set the bar, and then how much better we can climb each and every week.
Hand that down to Gabe, please.
Hey, Gabe.
How you doing?
Good. 24/7 Sports, huh?
Yeah. I know you like us to read into your depth charts and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
One of the guys that
Do we have a depth chart?
that obviously, yeah, it's in the game notes. I don't know if you did it or
Josh put it together.
Okay. Well, one of the guys on there is Nashawn Montgomery. I'm just curious what you've seen out of him since he came on campus, and how much of the role, special teams and offense, you expect out of him.
Yeah, Nashawn's been one of our most improved players from spring to now. Just the consistency of the amount of work that he's put in, his commitment to the team. He slept in the locker room all fall camp except for the night before off days. Just being dedicated to his process to develop. He's made some unbelievable catches, which I think Rob's highlighted on our Twitter account or X account. But he's been very consistent. I expect him to have a big role. I think he'll be one of the top, 4 or 5 snap getters at the wide receiver position, and he's got a good repertoire with a rapport with Austin right now, which has been fun to watch and those guys develop. He's still learning, still trying to improve, but you can tell he's playing with more confidence than he had when he first showed up and what he showed up with this spring.
Cal.
Curious, as this season progresses and develops, how would you like to see Austin develop and grow his game?
We have a phrase with the quarterbacks that we've used for a long time: smart, not conservative. And I think for us with Austin, he's extremely talented. He's got great arm. We need him to be smart with the football, not conservative. We don't need to be out here just willy-nilly trying to put balls in tight windows and potentially throwing interceptions. We need to know when it's time to cut it loose and when it's time to take the check down. He's done an excellent job of that throughout camp. I've been thoroughly impressed with his ability to play within the system, move the ball, push the ball vertically when it's needed and when it's appropriate, and take check downs when he has to. And then obviously just overall command of the team. That's going to be, as he has continued to develop as a leader here, leadership always continues to show up, 1, when you face adversity and show the courage that you need, or 2, you make plays on the field and people rally behind you. So excited to see both of those things occur.
Coach, in the YouTube doc you guys are putting out, there's a clip of you saying, if you want something you've never had, you got to do something you've never done before.
Yeah.
I'm curious for you in your Missouri tenure, what's something you look to, something you haven't done, and then what are you working toward to make sure you can get that now?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we've never done before here at the University of Missouri, or specifically since I've been here. And we each and every year set those goals in front of our team. It's part of our core value, always compete to do it better than it's ever been done before. And for us, those goals are out there. I prefer to keep a lot of those expectations internal, to not try to create outside expectations and feed a narrative of, if it doesn't get accomplished, then that wasn't a success. But we chart those every year. I'll tell you this, as simple as when we played in 23, the goal was for us to be 3-0 after the Kansas State game, because we had never started the season with 3 wins. So, we're constantly evaluating where we've been and what we're at, and how do we do things better. And so it can be as simple as those kind of things, or it can be major goals too, which outside of 1960, we've never won a national championship. So.
We'll come back here. Middle.
Hi, Coach. What are you hoping to see out of this run game this week, specifically with some of your depth players?
Yeah, we want to be a dominant downhill run game, and whether that's with Jamal or Zyshawn or Malai or Maxwell or Anthony Favreau or it really doesn't matter for us. It's just that's the expectation that we have, and we've got a lot of returning players at the offensive line and tight end position that know what that expectation is. So that's what we want to see.
Down front with Cody.
With Jack Lane presumably stepping in at left tackle for the opener, just what have you seen from him through fall camp and really since he's joined the program?
Yeah, Jack's been a guy that, was recruited with a lot of potential, and we've really poured into him to develop that. I think he's done a really good job of buying into to how Coach Jones, Evan, and Coach Meadows have been coaching him. And he's had plenty of reps. There's been multiple days where he would take the left tackle with the ones and has done an excellent job with it. Whit Hafer's also a guy that's really been pushing and somebody that's consistent that we know can play that tackle position for us too. And so it's really going to be about the guys who can, get five acting as one, who can communicate, who can play through the nerves and go out and execute at a high level knowing that we're counting on.
Coach, Marquise Gracial, Jalen Marshall listed as the starters at defensive tackle on the depth chart. What have you liked out of Jalen in fall camp, and what does it mean in a modern era of college athletics to have two homegrown starters at the same position?
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. Those guys came in together, one from the east side of the state, one from the west side of the state, representing the two largest metropolitan areas that we have, and guys that have really are what this program is about, which is development. They bought into Coach Russell's Elite Edge program. Jalen has done a really good job with Kennedy, our nutritionist, to monitor and maintain his weight at the appropriate way. Marquise Graciel's done the same thing, trimming up, being more explosive. Those guys have had production in limited roles, and now it's opportunity for their roles to expand. They've got some really good players behind them, pushing them every single day, that they know if they don't play at a high level, that we can rotate and get somebody else in there pretty quickly. So that's been good for everybody. But really proud of those guys, and it's their turn. I've said this several times throughout the summer, with these guys that sometimes you get in the portal era and it's always about recruiting, somebody else who's come in and done it. And sometimes it's about going back to that old school approach when you're a high school football player and it's just your turn. And the team's counting on you and the state's counting on you to produce. And I think we have that with quite a few people.
Right here in the middle, second row.
Eli, with Jordan Harris, what have you appreciated about having him as a player and a person on this team?
Mr. Consistent. Jordan has been a guy who is consistent. He's dependable. He's hardworking. He plays with courage, plays with toughness. He's a throwback football player that we are very fortunate to have him on our team. I was walking back with him from a two-a-day. His first visit with me on the field was in the old indoor. And he's seen it go from new indoor to new north end zone. And it's kind of just been the progress of his career, little by little. All of a sudden, he's an excellent player that we have a ton of faith in, and can't wait to watch him have his best year of his career. And then with this new 5-for-5 rule, work like hell to get him to come back.
We'll go back to your third row.
Eli, throughout camp, what's impressed you about Elijah Dotson and him coming in and carving out a role for himself too?
Yeah, Edot's been a guy. I thought he had an excellent spring. Obviously was dinged up a little bit with his shoulder and worked his way back. I think he's really refined himself to contribute to us both on special teams and in different positions in the back end. He's a guy that does an excellent job getting the ball out, whether that's intentionally punching at the ball or interceptions. He's a defensive playmaker, and we need that on that side of the ball. When we're at our best, our defensive players are, especially in the secondary, are ball hawks.
Gabe.
2 parts here. Your season kicks off in 5 days. Season started 15 minutes ago, and there are still things coming out about who's on what rosters. Number one, are you confident your roster is set? Number two, how have you managed that over the last few weeks?
Well, I was sent a text that says tweets by Ross Dellinger aren't considered to be facts, always factual. And I've had that lesson happen to me before too. So, I got a lot to say on the subject, but I've been saying this for 3 years now, that college football and college athletics is not in a great place. I said this several years ago when we had announcement of conference changes in the middle of fall camp, and I said, who considered the student athletes? This stuff is not good for any student athlete, and it's a direct reflection of our inability as leaders to come up with a plan. We spent all summer politicking a Save College Sports Act. And then at the last moment, we all tried to get behind it. And that's not how Washington, D.C. works. We've been trying to do it for 6 years, and it took a while to get it, to even get on board. And now you see the results. If that bill has passed, this stuff is not happening right now because there's a framework for what the future of college athletics looks like. And, Mike Elko said it a couple days ago, like, we're 4 days, the season's kicked off, and we do not know what the rules are for eligibility. That's embarrassing, man. This is the second biggest sport in college in the world in the United States. It's the second biggest sport in the United States, most watched sport in the United States. And for us to be operating like this is a complete clown show. And it's disappointing. And coaches have been on the forefront of saying this, and it's been ignored. It's been ignored. And, I would say now this is what they get. That's what they've gotten. And so, administrators and courtrooms have got to figure out what the rules are now. And we've been saying this for years and years and years. So, I'm going to focus on my team. If I'm told that I can add players, then I'll look to add players. I'm going to do whatever I'm supposed to do to help the University of Missouri win. That's my job. That's what the president and the board and the fans expect out of me. So whatever the rules are, we'll try to play by those rules. It would just be nice if those rules weren't adjusted by tweets on social media or by courtrooms or lawyers. But that's our fault because we didn't pass a bill to get it done.
Go Callum. We've got time for a couple more.
Just a quick follow-up on the courts and administrators
Yeah.
point there. Is there a way that you see to get out of that? I mean, it's kind of like a seemingly endless
Yes,
loop.
there's a way. It's called Pass the Save College Sports Act.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Sponsored by Ted Cruz, Marcia Cantwell, and by Eric Schmidt. Is it perfect? Nope. Nobody said it was perfect. But it's a heck of a lot better than what we're doing right now, and that's what we've been saying. The House of Representatives had an opportunity to pass a bill. They couldn't get it done. The Senate took it on. They've tried to work really hard to pass it. It's bipartisan, but it took forever for major conferences to get on board with it, and that hurt us. And now, we're going to be subject to this, and we'll find out if the SEC's position is defensible and legal. I don't know, but any hope of us having breakaway or whatever, I guess will depend on this court case, because that threat's going to be null and void if it doesn't win. So we'll see. I mean, a lot's up in the air for college sports. Coach Saban said it best, so I'm sticking with what Coach Saban said.
Lily.
Coach, you said that Nick Rodriguez was one of the captains decided on by you and the staff. Can you just talk a little bit about the role that he has on the team?
Yeah, Nick's one of those special young men who came here, chose to be here. He's first generation immigrant to this country. His parents, everybody else played soccer. He chose to play football. He's a gatherer. People love to be around him. He's a leader. He plays with an intensity and fire about him. And he's done an excellent job just being a voice for the players to the coaching staff and being a voice of the coaches to the players in that locker room. And there's just a lot of trust about who he is. And whether or not we pointed him or the players voted, I think the result would have been the same. He would have been a captain.
We'll finish up here with Natalie.
Eli, just the versatility that you have in that wide receiving core, I mean, what do you think that can bring to this offense this season?
Yeah, there's a lot of different people that can do a lot of different things. Really technical route runners have proven more and more throughout camp to make the tough catches. And then I think there's a diversity of speed, too. I've been impressed with both Caleb Goody and Nashawn Montgomery's vertical ability. I think Donovan he's lost 7 pounds. He's more explosive than he's been since I've seen him. I think his yards after catch will be a lot higher than it's been. Last year I think he was a little bit of a one-trick pony, and now he's developed into a full route runner and explosive with the ball in his hands, which is going to be excellent for us to see. And then obviously Caden Lee is a guy with Sean Terry and Demarion Folks who can control the middle of the field, and then you create mismatches with the tight end room, with you, James Brett Norfleet, Jordan Harris. So, Austin's got a lot of weapons back there, And we just got to get consistent in how we're attacking defenses and have confidence in what we're calling.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going? Good.
Questions?
What does it feel to be named a captain for this year's team? And, how do you hope to, tackle that role this season?
Yeah, definitely. Being named the captain is definitely one of the greatest honors of my lifetime, honestly. It just shows how the team and the coaches see me. The work that I've put in to be here at this spot and trying to lead other guys along with the experience that I have is a huge honor, but it also comes with a huge responsibility, and I'm excited for it. Looking to take on that role as we go throughout the season, week by week, day by day, and just lead other guys along as best as I could.
Dom, I believe the entire time you've been here, Whit Hafer has been at offensive line after starting his career at tight end, but just how have you seen him grow and learn and make that position transition?
Yeah, Whit's done a great job, honestly, just doing whatever the coaches have asked of him. He's really such a glue guy, and he's really able to play all five at a high level right now. And just being able to get comfortable at one spot at a time, I think, is important for him. But being able to have that position flexibility is good for him moving over to the offensive line. So excited to see his future and the way he continues to grow, and he's working really hard. So excited for Whit.
Dom, what sticks out to you about Jack Lang as he is now slotted to get some week 1 snaps?
Yeah, I mean, Jack's a dog. The way he attacks stuff, he's always around, and he's always looking to improve. He's always asking us questions. He has all the talent in the world, and now that he's able to go put it on film is exciting to see, and we're excited to take the field with him.
When it comes to the offensive line as a whole, just through fall camp, where do you feel like you guys have made the most gains over the last few weeks?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say really the biggest thing is just the communication. Obviously techniques and things like that is something that you're going to always fine tune, but the communication is the biggest piece, because if you're not all five on the same page, I mean, we go over film and there's plays where 4 guys are doing the right thing, but if one guy's out of line, the whole play is busted. So if we have all 5 guys doing the same thing on the same page, that's really the biggest thing we need to take the next step as an offensive line, and we're really working towards that.
Cleve Canty coming in as a true freshman and is already on the 2 deep, obviously difficult to do, especially in the SEC. What stood out to you about him?
Yeah, he's hungry. He's got that dog mentality in him. Ever since he's come in, he's ready to work and eager to work and to learn. It's been fun working with him, honestly. He's a dog. He's got that good mentality. As long as he, continues to stay true to learning techniques and growing, I mean, he's in a great spot right now.
Just working so close with him every day, what strides have you seen Austin make throughout this camp headed into the season?
Yeah, Austin's done a great job connecting with the whole offense, the whole team, but really the whole offense. I think he's done a great job and has made that a point that he wants to be really close with each and every one of us. Specifically the offensive line, I could say, because I'm on the offensive line, so I know it firsthand. But as a player, he's telling us, he's constantly communicating with us, which is important as well, what he's seeing, what he needs to see more from us. Different things like that, and really just being on the same page as us is super important. Just being able to go out there, feel confident about what we're going to do for him, have trust in us to be able to perform for him, and he's doing the same thing for us as well.
Last question here for Dom.
Dom, you're going against Marquise Gracial in practice a lot. What's the hardest part about trying to stop him, and then also how much has he improved from last year to this year?
Yeah, Keese, we call him the standard here. He's really tough to go against. We always say iron sharpens iron, and going against him each and every day is very beneficial for the both of us. He's really stepped up his game, I would say, from the last year, just being able to stop the run, and which is really important to us, but also being able to have that power rush that he has and work a lot of different moves. But it's been fun being able to go up against him all fall camp, and now we're ready to take it out on other people.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Questions for Jamal Roberts?
Jamal, just building your legacy, that was a big thing. You say you wanted to come back this year, now being named team captain for this season. I mean, what has this journey of the last year just meant to you now being here?
I mean, it just mean a lot. I mean, just coming in, starting my legacy, and just finishing, just being voted team captain just means a lot to me. The brotherhood, they believe in me to, step up in that leader role, and that's something that I want to do this year.
Questions?
Jamal, I mean, how much do you think about your legacy and what that's going to be at this year?
I think about it a lot, but now it's more so is like just, putting the work on the field and just finishing, just so I can close the book and go to, start my next chapter. But I'm not trying to think ahead or nothing, but I think about it a lot, but it's not something that, that pressure me a lot. So.
Hi, Jamal. What is it like working with both Zyshawn and Malai and kind of the depth that you have at that running back room?
No, yeah, I love working with them guys in the running back room, man. They make it real easy for me, and I make it real easy for them. Like I said, I always, push them to be the best and strive for their, their fullest potential. And, we always working with each other, giving each other pointers and, just pointing at each other and just helping each other out on the field all the time.
Jamal, Coach Drinkwitz said that Nashawn Montgomery was sleeping in the locker room during fall camp. What have you seen of his dedication and how he's improved this offseason?
Man, that's something new to me, man. I never really, I never really seen guys sleeping in the locker room, man. Once Nashawn started sleeping in the locker room, a lot of guys, bought in and tagged along. It was a lot more guys just than Nashawn just sleeping in the locker room, and I mean, it just shows a lot of dedication. A lot of the guys just buying into the, the new way and the Mizzou way.
Jamal, a lot of outlets have this Tiger team as the top rushing attack in the nation. When you hear something like that, what comes to mind?
I mean, they got us at the top rushing, in the nation. I mean, it's just something that we just have to, keep executing as a team. It's not just the running backs, it's the whole offense. The whole offense taking a part of that, the linemen, the receivers, blocking on the perimeter, and, just the running backs doing their job. So the whole offense is just something that we just got to keep doing and dominating up front.
Going back to this sleeping in the locker room business, did you at any point do it during camp?
Oh no, I had slept. I slept at home, and even the offense had lost during lockout, so I had to get my sleep in at home.
Is that are guys bringing in sleeping bags or just blankets, or how does this work?
I mean, some guys bring in air mattresses and blankets. It'd be a lot of, air mattresses and covers and stuff just around, during fall camp. So obviously during fall camp, it was just a lot of, things to, make sure they're comfortable in the locker room. And, even the recovery room was open for a lot of the guys later, just to, be comfortable in the building as they sleep during fall camp.
What does that build and, I guess, say about this team?
Man, it just builds a lot because it's just something new, I mean, the brotherhood, a lot of the guys just buying in, a lot of guys just listen to Coach Drink, and the guys just listen to the brotherhood, just guys next to them to the left and the right. I mean, just a lot of guys buying into each other and, just moving in the same direction.
Over sort of the last 8 months of work, what is this team's identity?
Oh, man, our team identity, man. That's something that we've been working on, like you said, over the couple months. And, we all know that we can run the ball, and we're going to show identity in the pass game a lot. So just showing a little versatility in both of them. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Jamal.
Thank you.
Brock, why don't you hop out, get them on the phone call?
Yep.
Assuming you know how to do this. Just set it down there.
Can we get this a bit less? What's that? Who are we sending in next?
Questions for Cade? Natalie?
Caden, what are the biggest strides I guess you've seen this offensive line make through fall camp here?
Yeah, just establishing roles, I think, in the two deep and, establishing depth. I think that's the big deal coming up for us this season.
Caden, speaking of that depth, I mean, how ready are both Jack and Witt, and what have you kind of tried to show those guys day to day this fall?
Yeah, I think Witt, he's getting better every day. He's been getting moved around a whole bunch, and I think he really found a position where he could stick at. So he's just been getting better every day. And Jack, me and him been working side by side all summer, so I'm fully confident in both of those two.
Questions? On your right.
Caden, last year, your second year at the program after transferring in, that's the case now for Dom this year. What kind of opportunity for growth did that provide you last year, and what kind of opportunity do you think that will provide for Dom this year?
Like the second year in the program type of deal? I think now he knows what to expect, and he knows the expectation. So the next step for him, which is what he's been doing all offseason, is enforcing it. So I think announcing him as a captain was very fitting.
Questions? Hi, Caden. What are you looking for personally, and I guess as a member of this team during week one, even if you can't be out there on the field?
Just for us to play at our standard, our level. We have a standard in our team, on our team, and it doesn't matter who we play. It should show up every single game. So, stop the run the ball, cover kicks. That's the expectation.
Got two more here. Start over there.
For the 5 starters on the line this year are returning players. What does that kind of experience together provide you as an offensive line?
Oh, yeah, it provides a lot. I mean, even the guy who isn't a returning starter, he has a lot of SEC snaps, and I think, just knowing what's coming is a big deal, and that'll pay off this year.
Right here.
As far as the success you've had running the football recently, just how much pride do y'all take in that and trying to make that even bigger and stronger in-house?
Yeah, it's a big deal for us being able to run the ball, and I think it's a big deal that we take it to another level. I think last year a lot of our run game was breaking tackles. So this year what we want to do is, make it to where guys aren't getting touched until 5 or 6 yards, and then they break tackles after that. So we take pride in it. It's a big deal, but we want to take that next step.
All right, Caden. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm good.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Questions for Nicholas? Of course, Natalie. You might as well just hand it to her.
What does it feel like to be named a captain and kind of take an even bigger role on this defense this year?
Yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity. It was a blessing. I'm not the only one, though. We have the team. We all try to lead together and go to our common goal together. And at the end of the day, we got to do stuff together in order to get stuff done. But I'm grateful for the opportunity.
I think Dom told us that you guys call Marquise Gracial the standard. I want to know who has the best nickname on this team.
He's also called the Grizz. So he has a pretty good nickname right there, the Grizz. I'll say that. Coach Drink called him the Grizz maybe last year in one of our team meetings.
Speaking of Marcial, as well as Jalen Marshall, both of them homegrown players. What have you seen from them on the defensive line, and what does it mean to have some other homegrown players like you were as starters?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they've been, putting in their process and their work this whole offseason. They made big jumps in their game. I'm sure you guys will see once the season starts. Both of them are dominant players, and I'm excited for what, the season holds for them. I'm really excited.
Drink told us that Nashawn Montgomery slept in the locker room during fall camp. I was curious if you also did that and just kind of what you thought of the guys that did.
Yeah, I wasn't as consistent as he was. I mean, I probably had a night. He was here every night, every day of the week. We would walk in 6 a.m. and I mean, I got some videos he's laying in his air mattress and I just jump on it, wake him up, he takes his he had these eye covers on. He's looking around, but yeah, I mean it was good. You know, it was a few guys. It was a few of them down there. So, but it was great.
Sounds like some quality social media content for later in the day. Back over there.
Did Nashawn tell you guys why he started doing it in the first place?
No, I mean we're here all day, so he didn't feel the need to go all the way back home. He stays a little further away, and he enjoys being around the facility, man. You know, he's a team player.
Anything else for Nick Rod? Finish up with Joey.
Having Robert Woodyard in the room, what's been the best part about playing alongside him?
Yeah, it's been great. He's real physical. I feel like he brings something I could depend on. He's real smart, and I feel like I could trust him in everything we do. So we built that connection these few months we had in this off season, and it's been great. So he's a dependable guy.
All right, Nick, thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Blake, go ahead. Questions for Blake? I'm just going to hand it to Natalie. I don't know what there's no other reason.
Hey, Natalie.
I'll get you %
Blake, just after the last year and just the journey you went through with the injury and coming back to be here, to be a team captain, I mean, what does it mean to you?
You know, it's a blessing and just an honor in general that my teammates think so highly of me. I've worked my butt off to get back, and I think that they've recognized that, and I just want to keep proving to them every day that I'm still that guy, and we're going to have a great season. So it was a huge honor.
Blake, I know you've done this plenty, but the first time you extra point, field goal, whatever it is, the first time you go out there Thursday night, will there be any nerves?
I mean, there's always a level of I like to call that feeling you get. I like to turn it into excitement, so that way you're not sitting there thinking about everything and you're shaking and nervous. It's just no, that's just your body's response to being excited, and pressure's a privilege. So going out there, that's my mindset is it's a privilege to be out there, and then just staying focused and focusing on my process is how I stay locked in, put the ball through the uprights. So.
Blake, how did you find out that you had been named a captain?
Yeah, so I found out a few days after we were in where were we at? Jeff City. Jeez. Last year we went to St. Louis to Lindenwood, so I got confused. But we were in Jeff City, and we just went through our walkthrough before the game, and he announced it in front of everyone. That was a really exciting feeling, you know. That everyone was really supportive in the specialist room. I know Brett LeBlanc had a good shot at winning that captain spot too. So he was really supportive of me, and if he would have won it, I would have been the same way for him. So, yep.
Coach has always preached consistency when it comes to special teams. What do you do to stay consistent both when you're on the field and off?
I think staying consistent is just having Coach Russ talks about it, having your house in order. You know, I keep everything at home very clean, and I'm a little bit OCD, so that kind of helps me, you know, clear my mind and just know there's not outside distractions, you know, just staying focused on what needs to get done. Everything's a process, like I said, and that's been a big focus for me this fall camp. Coach Drinks talked about it a ton. Even with coming in for film, it's okay, what time are you going to come in for film though? So everything like that in my life, I've kind of detailed out. I started making my bed in the morning, you know, just little things that just stack, you know, and then it gets your mind in the right place, and then that helps you on and off the field be consistent. So, yep.
There are a lot of new faces in the special teams room this year. John Papuchis, Bruno Rice, Mark Shinota. What have they each brought to the team?
I'll tell you what they've brought is just a whole new energy and a level of focus that we haven't had before. It's definitely a more competitive room, and I think Coach Papuchis, I said at that time, not JP, that was pretty good. But he pushes that competitive environment, you know, and pushes us to be better every day and more consistent. And I think that's just the best thing possible. You know, when you have talented guys all in one room, it only makes you better. You know, if you don't have any competition, you know, you kind of stay where you're at. So I really enjoy having guys like Bruno, Mark, all those guys, and then the new coaches are awesome. So.
All right, Blake, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thanks.
I think that only leaves Santana, right? Isn't that 5?
Santana?
What up?
We'll open it up for questions. Gabe, Gabe's going to be first.
I tried.
No, I said, go ahead, just,
Santana, I guess year two captain, compare this to a year ago, kind of how you feel and how you approach day to day versus when you kind of just walked in here as a new guy.
I think the biggest difference between this year and last year is I just came in with the mindset of, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I just need to be myself and be the player I am. So coming in with intent every day, same mindset. I just came in to handle business, honestly. No distractions. So.
Cody.
Drink told us that Nashawn Montgomery has slept in the locker room during fall camp. I'm curious, one, if you have also done that, and two, just your general thoughts on the guys that did do it.
I don't blame them. We're in here from 6:30 in the morning to 9 p.m. So, I get it. But personally, I love my bed, so I'm going to go home. Yeah.
Just a real quick follow-up to that. What do you think it says about, this team that there were guys that, decided to do that and the dedication that they had?
It just shows, once again, like I said, no distractions. This is our job. So for them to say, okay, I'm going to spend time here so I can get up early to continue to do my routine, whether that's going to treatment early, getting in the cold tub, hot tub, red light, which is what he does. So that says a lot about him.
Just real quick, curious for you what you've seen from Langdon Kitchen, just as a captain on this defense. What have you seen from him and just his growth over the past year?
Honestly, Langdon, he's really stepped into that role of, getting onto the field more. We had our little team meeting, 2 days ago, and everybody, had a heart-to-heart about how we expect the season to go. And he really, how do I word it? He really has just, matured in the aspect of, being more physical on the field, getting to his film more, knowing the playbook more, and just honestly just being more consistent. So that's what I would say.
There are a lot of new faces in the secondary this year. That's a role that you found yourself in last season. What have you used from that experience last year to help some of those guys acclimate to not only the team but also the secondary room?
There's nothing really different. It's just everybody holding each other to the standard. We have a standard here at Mizzou. Everybody has to play to that standard, whether you're a freshman or you're a senior coming in. So we just hold everybody to that.
Stay over there with Joey, and then we'll come back.
With Nashawn, just what are the challenges of defending him as a secondary?
He has great hands, and he's a guy. He has speed to him, so that's a dangerous combo at receiver. So yeah.
We got two right here, so.
Santana, you were here last year playing through all the construction with the north end zone. How excited are you to finally play in the completed stadium?
Oh, that thing is beautiful. We walked into it for the little all the sports that I went to it the other day, and we got to really look at it. That thing is beautiful. I can't wait, especially at night. Should be good.
Hi, Santana. With your role as a team captain, how much of it is the vocal side and how much of it is just leading by example on the field?
I honestly believe it's more of a vocal thing. Me doing my job on the field is just what I signed up for when I decided to play football. But I think the biggest part of being a captain is being able to, because we play a sport where there's always going to be adversity, being able to help my guys, talk them through it, let them know it's going to be all right, keep everybody head on straight. So.
Back over on the right.
Santana, what are some of the biggest things you take away from the captains last season that have made you a better leader?
Honestly, I would probably say the person that probably impacted me the most was Z. Just seeing how he came in every day, dominated in practice, just getting a bunch of mental reps. Really just, when you hear people that get on the field and turn to a whole different person, I think that's Z. And that's something that I really try to pick up on, like I said, having more intent with everything I do. So I think that's what I would say.
Cody? In what ways have you seen Trajan Greco grow since end of last season to now?
And takeaway machine. Get a pick every other practice, pick, punch out, you name it. We were getting together watching more film. We met with Coach Earl to really learn how to watch film. get better at that. He's even coaching up younger guys. I think that's something that I feel like as a unit, not even as a unit, as a team, we've really gotten better at just, everybody's bought in. So for him to take on a role as the starting free safety and not take it for granted and be able to help younger guys below him, that's great to have.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Have a good day.